Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're coming to the end of 2024. It has been a wrap for the 10-year anniversary of OPTC, and in today's video, I thought it'd be a little bit of fun to go back and take a look at all of the legends over the year, and we've had a lot of them. We've had over 60 legends, plus Super Evolutions as well, and give you my top 10 favorite legends or Super Evolutions of the entire year. So, just be mindful, if you are watching this video, this is not a top 10 best units in the game. This is a top 10 of my personal favorite releases of the year. Maybe it's the animations, maybe it's just the character selection, maybe it's the abilities the character has. Anything like that is just going to come into the factor of what I believe is my most fun and most favorite. Sure, the stronger the character, the higher probably they are going to be up on the list, but look, that's not going to be the driving factor of what makes the best character the best. So hopefully you guys enjoy this stuff. I will be doing a top 10 worst legends, or my least favorite in comparison to this. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys as well. So make sure to go check that out. And let me know your top 10 in the comment section below. Or hell, just let me know your favorite legend of the year down there as well. If you enjoyed the video, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. With that said, let's make a top 10. Alright, so as you can see, we've had a lot of characters this year. Starting with the Exchange Ace as the 6+ free-to-play legend. We have gone all the way down, and I'm just going to bring these characters down here, even though like some of these aren't in order. All the way down to the New Year's celebration that is the ASL Part 2 batch. So, like I said, I have verse characters on here separated, but I will include them as like together. We have 6+ units as well. But all the characters you see here are legend tier characters. I'm pretty sure I have all of them, but look, I might have missed some here and there. And remember, this is just my top 10 as like my favorite units on release. Now, I can pretty much think of my top 5 like instantly. However, I'm not 100% sure what my bottom 10 are going to be. And look, I might, this as I go through this subject to change as I'm talking about characters, looking at characters, I will sort of chop and change here and there with what I think is going to be like my 10th, my 9th, and stuff like that and whatnot as well. So, just looking at the list so far, I was a huge fan of the 10.5 anniversary. I was a huge fan of 2 characters from that particular list. Firstly, I'm going to chuck these guys at number 10. Starting off at number 10, we have Big Mom and Katakuri. Big Mom and Katakuri on paper didn't really blow me away. They weren't like super exceptional when I compared them to Kaido and King. Kaido and King I thought was just going to be infinitely better. Just a way better character. However, this particular unit was just way better in every regard. Like, they were the staple point for the content that was around 10.5. There was so much blowout this character was used for. Their captain shift mechanic is awesome. They are the first characters to bring out Super Tandem that doesn't involve utilizing Tandem Orbs with the Semless Lops. Any character that is automatically going to be an Orb Booster and give you a full bot of Orbs as well is great. And then removing that factor of not having Super Tandem was just fantastic. Plus, their final type is insane. I'm a huge fan of it. I haven't maxed it out, but I definitely love what they're going for with this particular final tap. Big Mom usually always gets very good legends. She's had a lot of very good representation in the game, but it was really nice to see Katakuri getting some love and having a really powerful legend. Big reason I have this character up here, and look, this is going to sway a lot of my opinions, is PvP. This character is like unkillable in PvP. They have a revive, they have a super special. They are so damn good, like so strong, and I'm a huge fan of the release of the actual unit. As for like the Kaido King variant, I don't hate the character. I just don't love it like Big Mom Katakuri. The other one was Roger Rayleigh Gaban. Roger Rayleigh Gaban came out as the start of the 10.5 anniversary and initially brought in Captain Shift. Both of these characters that I have here at 9th and 10th spot have the Captain Shift mechanic, and it was a really fun way to play the game. It opened the door to a whole bunch of new mechanics, a whole bunch of ways to bring in characters that have super type, and then you can swap them out and then use these guys as a sailor and whatnot. But Roger Rayleigh Gaban just brought a lot of damage output as an attack booster for slasher characters. They're great in Rumble as well, being on the Freak Spirit team and being on the slasher team. They were just a fantastic character to run across the board in the PvP game mode. On top of that, in regular play, I had heaps of fun running the unit. Completely avoiding bind is really strong. 3 turns of an attack boost that can't be blown away. Really good synergy with a lot of Shanked characters, which I love running. So this particular character, whilst had a lot of flack on release, definitely one of my top favorite characters. As for the next character I'm going to bring up, I have this Roger here. Anniversary Roger honestly, since release, has been so much fun to use. He has one of the best super tandems in the game. Probably the strongest super tandem when you have it maxed out with the right units. Zoro Sanji obviously pops up on like so many different teams, but this guy was just so much fun to run. You have an EXP and a belly captain there. He gives all the attacking buffs you need. He removes special bind in his kit. He can rip attack down, defense up. He's okay in PvP, but like what he's doing in regular play and still using him today, he's so much goddamn fun. Like so much fun to use. And I'm a massive fan of the character. Not my top 5, but like I said, very fun unit as well. Next, I'm going to put up Cross Guild. Cross Guild might honestly be a little bit higher on this tier list, but I'm kind of looking at the other like units as I'm doing this. And I'm like in my head, I have a bit of a roadmap. But Cross Guild were a release that I didn't think I was going to love so much. We had the Fearsome Foes campaign with the Blackbeard and the Burgess unit, but then Cross Guild came out as the treasure map legend, and I thought this unit's kind of stinky. Like they were super wonky. They're on 13 or 15 turn cooldown or something like that, and they needed they got 13 turns of cooldown when you use their special, so it didn't like max special them. But then there were other ways to get their special charge down, and this character became insanely valuable. The fact that they're a slasher character too, working with Zoro Sanji, having the Mihawk variant, makes the unit crazy in Super Boss. Really good in regular play. Can remove defense up, removes threshold, has despair removal in their kit that they convert into cooldowns for themselves, which is awesome. And then the set target ability just became one of the most broken mechanics in the game that we just totally overlooked as what was going to be incredibly strong. Cross Guild are still used, not only in PvP, but on big damage teams across the board. When you just have a spare slot, it's like, okay, sick, how can I make the Cross Guild unit work with the like pseudo double special of Yamato, with Zoro Sanji and their super tandem? Their rush is pretty good, but it's not one that you would kind of go for. But look, any rush character is going to be very valuable. Plus, over in Rumble, like they're so good. Like they're so much fun on the quick slasher team, the quick driven team, just like a straight up quick team in general. You can just throw this guy on like a driven based team and do some fun stuff too. So really good character. One of the most fun units of 2024, and one that I've just consistently used over time. As for the next character, I can see 4 characters that I want to put up nice and high. I think I'm going to put Shanks vs. Kid up here. Now, Shanks vs. Kid, I will put obviously vs. Kid up here as well. But that's not to say I'm talking about vs. Kid. Whenever a version that comes out, they're always very valuable, because you obviously get 2 characters for the price of 1. Versus Shanks, on paper, I was so disappointed when I read his kit. Like I was so upset they didn't give this guy justice. But as time has gone on, he has just shown how much worth the character has. Very similar to Super Tandem Shanks when he first released. There was that really disappointing like vibe around him. But then obviously when we used him in play, that completely changed. Now I will admit, Kid on paper is the better unit. Like it's 100%. Everyone can agree that on paper, Kid is the better unit, but Kid is stinky poo-poo, man. Like, Kid is so stinky poo-poo, like, because he's based around shooters, it just hurts. And then, look, Law does fall into the same bracket, because they're just, unfortunately, they're just bad. Like, it's not a good time. But, Shanks in PvP was a lot of fun. Not exactly, like, the be-all or end-all, but, being a Shanks unit, obviously, is going to get a lot of my swing of my vote. Just a really good character, and one that I've just loved using, not only in PvP, but in regular play. I do want to give some special mentions before we go into the top 5. S-Hawk, I want to give a huge special mention to. Kid Killer, massive special mention. Versus Blackbeard, this character's actually been a lot of fun. Honestly, I feel like Versus Blackbeard probably should be up here in the top 10 somewhere. S-Bear has been exceptional, like really fun unit. And the Giants, what we were doing in Super Boss with the Giants, really cool. Obviously, we have Verse Kaido and Verse Luffy. Verse Kaido and Verse Luffy, obviously, they have a lot of value being a verse unit as well. Honestly, Kaido has been like a lot of fun for me. And then obviously we have these new characters, which are really cool. Ace Whitebeard especially. Look, this is going to come into recency bias because I haven't really had like the whole year to use them. But they have been very cool characters nonetheless. Moving on to spot numero 5. I think I'm going to give my 5th place spot to Luffy vs. Kaido. Luffy vs. Kaido was an exceptional release because Luffy was so incredibly strong, but Kaido really is the shining light for me. Kaido on those driven-based teams just does so much work. Like, so much work. the paralysis special bind removal combo is so ridiculously strong. Like, so ridiculously strong that I just have a ridiculously fun time using the character in content that throws so many gimmicks at you. On top of that, he's built up around Driven, which can be hard to do. Like, Luffy's built up around Free Spirit. These two characters here are saved by Zoro Sanji, where these two characters don't have that kind of play. But Kaido was just like that monstrosity that I loved running when I was running Driven teams. He does obviously have Kaido and King to compete with now, but like he can still put in work. He's got great damage dealing potential, and he's got very, very good what's it called? He's got very, very good support options and sub potential. Downside is obviously he's like a Driven booster, so there's that particular option, that particular reason that he hasn't been overly fun. So it kind of is what it is. Like Blackbeard, man, I've had a lot of fun with Blackbeard actually. I feel like Blackbeard should definitely be up here, but I can't realistically put him any higher than anyone else. I feel like Blackbeard I could probably like tie with Big Mom Katakuri. I feel like, yeah, Blackbeard's probably down here with Big Mom Katakuri. That, or he's probably like take out the Roger or Rayleigh Gaban and then put Blackbeard on here. Blackbeard, his HP guard mechanic was like really, really fun early. Brought a whole new way to play. You can avoid so many different mechanics with it. It was really, really cool. Like a really, really cool mechanic. And works exceptionally alongside the Big Mom Katakuri unit. The only downside to Blackbeard, honestly, like Blackbeard in PvP as well, it's just been so much fun. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out... Roger Rayleigh Gaban's going to get my... What's it called? Going to get my honorable mention, and I'm actually going to put Blackbeard on 9. Yeah, Blackbeard in PvP has been so much fun to use. And he just... Honestly, he changed the meta. Like, he completely changed the meta. Which is just absolutely wild. He destroys Slash teams, destroys Free Spirit teams. The HP guard for the driven based builds has been really, really crazy too. Unfortunately, now that I'm looking at this, no 6+s have made my top 10. Obviously, we've only had about 12 6+s throughout the year, but like I feel like I could probably go back in and do a top 10 Super Evolutions of the year. That could be something that's would be really, really interesting as well. So a lot of really, really good characters here, but we are down to the pointy end. We have the top 4 most fun and my favorite units in the game. And you can pretty much already tell that they are going to be the 10.5 anniversary characters. Not 10.5, the 10th year anniversary characters. The 10th year brought some of the best characters we've ever seen. And these characters, not only using them together, but literally from the 10th anniversary till now, they are still the most viable and most powerful characters in the game, which is absolutely wild to think about. That we're six months down the line and we're still using them. That hell, it's still crazy to think that Zoro Sanji is the best unit in the game. But that's the era we live in 2024. It hasn't been like, whilst we had like these crazy characters, it hasn't been the best year. But Luffy has to go as number 4. For myself, he is the least fun unit to use in regular content. He pops up here and there and is great to use. But when it comes to PvP and especially Grand Party, that's what's got him so high for me on this particular team. Utilizing this guy as a leader in Grand Party, he's unrivaled, even with the release of the new Gear 5. This guy just, he holds a candle in his own. He completely destroyed Side Gear 5, absolutely blew the man out of the water. Int teams went to the goddamn moon with Blackbeard, obviously, and then this guy just already being a staple on that team, just made it very, very easy to use alongside his particular leader skill, which basically just decimates teams. In regular play, though, he like, in my opinion, he's just a better version of Blackbeard. Blackbeard brings that HP guard mechanic that no one else has besides, like, some of the newer characters, like the Marco under Whitebeard and Ace, and then you have some of, like, the percentile HP guards. But Luffy's just doing what Blackbeard's doing, but better. They both extend attack boost. They're both an attack boosting character for Powerhouse and Int. Luffy has just a way better rush ability that can do disgusting amounts of damage. But if you bring him on a team that isn't what he's centered around, he can just be a really strong base attack booster for your team as well. Plus, he's the Luffy, and he's the first Luffy that's not Free Spirit. So I found that alone has given him so much value throughout the course of team building that he's going to be my number 4 character up there. As for the other anniversary exclusive, next I have Ace. Ace, the big draw for me to Ace is his cooldown removal. Reduction. 50% cooldown reduction to Free Spirit, shooters, and Dex characters. Look, Verse Kid came out, and he's built up around shooter characters, but there's no world that you're using this particular unit over this character. I'm sorry. But if you're running a shooter team, this is the guy you're using, not this guy. Ace is just phenomenal across the board, in the sense that you get that 50% cooldown, it makes no stall runs so damn easy. And and obviously any character that is free spirit is already winning in the game. He unlocks the potential of stuff like this guy right here. Then you bring like Zoro Sanji, then you can bring this guy for extra conditional buffs. All of a sudden, you've got your 2 conditional boosting units there, and you can do some really, really cool things. I didn't think I really talked about Verse Luffy as well. Verse Luffy was one of the most underrated characters of the One Piece Day celebration. The increased damage taken that goes through with full immunity, applying a conditional buff that he can increase, giving a chain boundary, as well as removing attack down, on top of his bind and burn removal as captain. Like, bro, this guy's a freak, man. He's so good. I think this guy's going to see way more play than what, what's it called? I think he's going to see way more play than what the new Free Spirit Luffy has. And honestly, he probably sees more play than this guy, but I'm just talking like throughout the year. I've had way more fun with this guy right here because of Grand Party. As for Ace, I tried him in Grand Party, wasn't that great, but look, as a Dex team, I still love running Ace on the Dex team. The Dex team's gone more powerhousey, but I'm still a staple of using this guy. PKA comes around, you bet your ass I'm like, literally this PKA that is on right now, for like my no new batch teams, for no stalling, Ace was the guy to use. He hybrided so well with the new Gear 5, and obviously being Free Spirit, he's just gonna be winning, and he holds that candle of needing Luffy's, and then you have Luffy's. He's just very, 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 very good, and a lot of fun. Being a conditional booster, an orb buffer, his EX is an attack boost. He does so much. Plus, he removes damage nullification, which is a very, very underrated mechanic that not a lot of other characters can actually do. So he's going to take my 3rd slot. Moving into 2nd, this one's going to be a bit of an interesting one for a lot of people. I have Orin Yamato. No one talks about Orin Yamato besides Papi. Shout out to Papi. No one gives this unit enough love. I will sit here and scream to the heavens that this particular unit is the most underrated character of 2024. Like, I don't understand how people don't see that. People just either forget what she does or just don't see what I see, because, like, this unit's just fire. The damage reduction conversion buff is one of the most powerful mechanics in the game, and not a lot of characters can utilize it. Obviously, you have Final Taps that can do it. You have, like, the original Verse Yamato. But this chick just does it for free. And then if you have a full Free Spirit team, which Zoro Sanji can do very easily, then you use her special. You get a 3.25 attack boost of Free Spirits and a 1.75 times Orb boost, which is overridable. So then you slap on this bad boy that gives you now a conditional boost and an Orb buff. You're just doing so much. Plus, she has 7 turns of removal of any debuff that you inflicted as an icon on your side. Burn. Pain. Attack down. What else is there that's super annoying? Bleed. Like, any of those really shitty debuffs that new characters come out to remove, she's just straight up removing 7 turns of it. And you just don't even have to ask questions. She's so damn good. She provides so much damage. She fits into so many different characters. Super tandems. Obviously with Zoro Sanji, she's a key component to that. PvP, she's a monster. She's got a great GP leader. She's just really, really good everywhere. Like, there's not a single game mode in a single place this Yamato is bad in. And I've been using her religiously since she released. I actually summoned more on part 1 of this celebration to try and get more dupes of her. I pulled 1, but, like, I would like her Rush 5. And I have the tablets. And honestly, if the situation arises, I will do it. Because she's that fucking good, man. She's so damn good. As for my top unit, the most fun unit that I've ever had, and the best unit for myself of 2024 is Anniversary Shanks. We lived in a world where we had a 10th Anniversary Shanks as one of the top 3 best characters in the game for a while. Argued to be the worst of the celebration, which to me was crazy. But I definitely saw what people were saying about it. But he aged like goddamn fine wine, didn't he? Color Affinity Booster obviously has its drawbacks, but when you're a 4 times Color Affinity Booster, man, all you need is one character that's got type advantage, and then all of a sudden that 4 times becomes 8 times because you're hitting with the 2 times affinity. It's fucking wildly strong, man. Like, it's wildly strong. And obviously, if Shanks had the type advantage, then you're automatically winning. He's a slasher character, so he falls under that bracket of if you're a free spirit or a slasher character, you're already winning. Zoro Sanji obviously unlocked him even further. But if you already had a color affinity boost, he became a chain boundary unit. He increased attack by 1.5, which is the best of the 3 anniversary characters. Plus, he removed barriers, and barriers is like one of the most annoying mechanics in the game I've been finding. Alongside damage nullification. So he just being able to remove it was so good. Plus, he triggers a lot of stuff for stuff like Roger characters, cross-guild characters. His rush, obviously, is absolutely insane. All 3 of these characters have disgusting-ass rushes. And he's just been so damn good, like, across the board. He's fantastic in Grand Party. He's fantastic in PvP. Whilst he has seen a bit of a fall-off because slashes have sort of started to be diminished. Plus, we have another Super Sugo Shanks, like, after him, which is crazy. Definitely my most used character of the year is this guy. If I can just use him on a team, I will. Like, if I got a spare spot, oh, yeah, I'll just throw Shanks on. He'll be my chain boundary. Or he'll be my color affinity. He's been exceptional all damn year. So that's my top 10 of 2024 of my favorite Legends releases. On top of that, like the anniversary, like these anniversary characters, obviously having the action specials and the animations and stuff have been really, really good as well. And that's probably going to be a big factor in what rates them so high. Once we get down here, like Cross Guild, Blackbeard, like these characters are all really, really fun. And as I mentioned, I do want to give a couple of like honorable mentions. We have S-Hawk as like the greatest PvP Legend release of all time. He has to be up there. Roger Rayleigh Gaban, definitely a fantastic, fantastic release. What else do we have as other legends? Stussy seems really, really fun. I don't have Stussy, so I couldn't really comment too much. Kid Killer, definitely a very, very, very underrated legend. Esper in PvP is absolutely phenomenal. In terms of 6+, we have Lucci, Kaido, and Magellan. Those 3 are the 3 that stand out to me as like the craziest 6+ of the year. And then obviously with these 3 characters being the newest Super Sugos. It's not that they're bad, it's just like I've used Luffy a lot. Wipe and Ace is very interesting, but like they don't really tickle my fancy in what the characters are and who they are compared to what we've been through in the last 12 months with all of these characters in front of us. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you do, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Let me know your favorite character of 2024 down below, as I mentioned. Way down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.